Down, sit down, shut up.
Yeah, that's what it usually is.
I don't know that right away. So thank you everyone for coming. I'm Karen from SCD Locations. We help with the management of filming at the Agua Dulce Airport. This evening we are here with our friends from 20th Century Fox from the Locations Department, and they're here this evening with us to share some specific details of the project and what it actually means for the community and the airport itself, their film project. For our part for the airport, I will start by introducing John. He's going to share some information about what the airport operation is actually going to be during this project, and then share with you what the fire is going to be. So.
Hello everybody, my name is John. I work for the airport. I know some of you and I don't know others of you. I'm basically here to let you know that there's been some concern about fire protection, fire services out of the airport while the filming takes place. I'm basically here to let everybody know that there is nothing at that airport that ever takes place that takes priority over emergency services. So no matter what we're doing, no matter what's happening, fire always is allowed in there. Any emergency service is allowed in that airport. We will shut whatever is going on down for that purpose. So that's basically what I was here to tell you, and I want to assure everybody that that's always the case. It's never a item by item thing. Always the case. Okay, so that's what I wanted to let you know. These gentlemen here are from the local station up here. This is John, and I'm going to let him talk to you for a minute, or I'll let him. And if anybody has any questions or anything about the airport, always feel free. The best thing to do is email the airport. You can always get that information off the website, which will also have cameras of the airstrip now pretty soon, so it'll be kind of a neat thing. So go to the website, there's information there always, and the best way to email questions or anything like that. Okay? Thank you.
So thanks for having us. We just wanted to basically come and kind of reiterate what John said, that way you're hearing from us. So I've kind of become, I'm one of the regular personnel stationed at 81 here in Agua Dulce. I've sort of become the airport liaison now. We've met with John, we've looked at what's going on with the set, how they're going to build it out, and we wanted to let you know there's going to be no change, no disturbance in anything that we're doing there as far as the helicopters, water dropping, and fire suppression activity. Like he said, if they're filming and the helicopters come in, it is what it is. The helicopters are going to be coming. We're not going to stop until we're done doing what we need to do here. Anybody else have any other concerns specific to the airport as far as fire is concerned? Yes?
I was just going to ask, do you have, when you have a film shoot like this, where there might be some kind of possibility for a spark or something, do you have, yeah, I'm sure you have water trucks, do you have a fire monitor
Yes.
on site or that kind of thing?
Yes. We have one of our personnel is there as basically overseeing the whole shoot to make sure nothing goes wrong. If he doesn't like anything, we'll shut him down, tell him, hey, you need to change this, or have us come out and take a look at it if there's any concern whatsoever.
That's great.
Yeah, and that's any shoot around here. It goes through us, and then at the station we'll also get an email saying what's going on for that day. Sometimes it might just be a one-day commercial, so we know exactly where it is, what's going on, and then that person that's also responsible for that usually gives us a call and says, hey, there's pyrotechnics or this, or you may get a phone call, or whatever's going on. Yeah.
That's just for filming days, though. It's not for construction days. There won't be a fire marshal on the premises during construction.
Karen, is there, as far as production and set build go, somebody here's probably better to answer that.
No,
Construction
There's-
side.
Not first.
Right.
There's
I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah.
There is not a fire safety advisor assigned during construction, but we do have a water truck that is monitoring, that is on set and stationed where the activity is actually happening. In the morning, we're doing wet downs. Periodically throughout the day, we're doing wet downs to keep dust down, to keep that at least a moisture barrier for fire protection in the event that something like that does happen.
And on the airport side of things, we have a person that's dedicated to this production, the set build, everything. He's out there the entire time they're out there, just sits out there with them. So we always have a spotter out there also the entire time they're there.
If whatever they're doing, that plan goes through our filming to make sure it's satisfying with the requirements. Yes.
I too am more concerned about the construction period
Yeah.
than the actual filming period. Obviously, there's a big difference in the amount of days, therefore you have more exposure because there's more time.
So I was just out there the other day, and they're basically in the dirt and next to the grass strip and asphalt. I don't see a huge problem with it.
In the past, what causes me, I live right next to the airport.
Okay.
From our house, you just look out and see the brush area. Been here 27 years, I've seen an awful lot of filming go on. The problem I'm more worried about is the vehicles that park up on the mesa above the airport. And that area being as dry as it is, we walk our dogs out there, and I mean, it's tinder dry. And in the past, when we've had the fireworks shows and other things, it's been wetted down. But all it takes is one guy that shows up last minute and he parks somewhere to go do something and leaves his car. And there's not somebody watching the parking area.
That area, that entire parking area up there that you're referring to up on the mesa, that entire area is part of the airport rental to the filming company when they come out. So, that being said, if that area is rented and there's going to be cars out there, there's water trucks, and there's, again, a constant monitor in that parking lot the entire time. So if there's vehicles parked up there, that's part of the filming permit that was pulled. And again, that area is wet down. We go in and we mow the grass to the dirt and we wet it down. And then there's somebody out there constantly. So other than that, there's no vehicles allowed to park out in that area.
Is the whole airport, the whole area, no smoking zone?
No.
You're gonna have to worry about people
When
wandering
filming's, again, these are questions really Karen could ask. When filming's there, they have specific smoking areas that they must smoke in. That's done by their safety side of what they do, their contracts with the workers and so forth. They have designated smoking areas when they're out there working. That's mandatory.
I can see the whole,
I want to say that we all live, around the airport, and I'm on Yucca Hills, so is Sam. And we actually have had a major fire on Yucca Hills that was caused by construction. They were building a house, and they were welding, and it's in September. And I know you guys are building in our really high fire season, so that's why we're all concerned.
It's
so horrible.
understandable. And fire in this region is understandable to be nervous
We're
about.
nervous about that. And we had sparks from a welding, they were welding, and, or they were building this house, and it set Yucca Hills and Shady Lane burned houses down. And I think we're concerned that during the construction, that there's as big, or if not more, of a chance from welding. That we also had a fire on Yucca Hills in the wash there, when someone was, what you were saying, you're mowing for fire prevention. And all you gotta do is hit a rock.
That's right.
And he hit a rock, and it hit a spark, and they started a fire in the wash in Yucca Hills.
It's very tender,
And
that
so
brush.
the construction is I think something we wouldn't worry about. The cars parking,
So that entire area, again, that they're putting this set in that we're referring to, that entire area is an area that's just south of the runway. There's quite a gap from the edge of the runway to the hillside.
Is it the tie-down area that used to be what was the tie-down?
Used to be,
Yeah,
correct,
that's
a long
way,
time
way
ago.
back, way
Yes.
back.
So what we did for preparation for that is we went in and we mowed it to the dirt. As the vehicles moved back and forth over there, the construction vehicles, there's very little growth left over there. There was hardly anything anyways. It's dried and gone. We mowed it down. Just vehicles driving on it have turned it mostly into just dirt now. The entire area they're working in. They're parked behind. The runway's here. Their vehicles and everything is here, and they're working right in the middle. So again, it's really, that is a concern, definitely, and it's something that's all taken into account when they're out. That's anything I do at the airport. I do a lot of stuff at the airport. Anything I do out there. That area is very tender, like all of your backyards are.
Right, right.
It's no different.
Right.
And we treat it the same way. We're not going to go out there and, I've got a guy that's very conscious about the work he does out there in the landscaping and the weed eating. He's very conscious. He's always got a fire extinguisher close by in his truck. And it's just for that purpose. So we won't allow that to I would not allow that at the airport to ever become an issue, the possibility of fire, than anything I can control.
To that extent, would it be possible to provide us with copies of the insurance policies and the limits of liability? So we have some understanding.
That's nothing that I have control of. That would be,
So you don't require,
yes, it is required. Absolutely. It's part of Film LA, I believe, requires them to do it, who issues the permit for the filming. Are we involved in that actual aspect? Is the airport? No.
I can actually address that. My name is Nicole Young. I'm General Counsel for SCB Locations. Part of our contract that I wrote and have spent the last 10 years updating and revising as I needed to, we are very, very strict, and you can probably ask these guys about the insurance provisions about working out at the airport. And we require that they maintain insurance and that the airport is named as an additional insured.
again, I understand that various production companies, they're what I would call thin corporation. I mean, they.
20th Century Fox.
Well, yeah, 20th
Yeah,
century
20th
fox.
Century Foxes.
Well, there's a shell corporation somewhere in between somebody.
No, there's not.
No, not with this one.
No, my contract is with 20th Century Fox.
Okay, so it's 20th Century Fox is who has the liability.
That is the
insurance.
production company, that is who signed my contract, and that is who maintains the insurance.
So it would be safe to say it's probably a significant amount of coverage.
Yes, it's a significant amount of coverage. I'm a little mean like that. They can attest. But no, my job is to ensure that my client is properly covered and protected, and we hold tight to that.
There's a lot of things you probably want to talk to this group about.
Yeah, let's
Is
talk
there
with
anything
you
else about fire? These guys probably need to get back to work or have dinner or something.
All the time.
I need some dinner too. Is there anything else we can answer about fire-related issues for you guys?
As far as fire-related issues, anytime I get the opportunity, I like to say thank you to you guys.
Yes.
You guys killed it on that fire.
Did they?
Absolutely amazing.
Response was amazing.
It was.
Hi, Chloe.
Thanks so much for having us. If
Thanks for
there's any other
Thank you
concerns,
very much.
just let us know. We'll take a look and make sure it's addressed for you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
It's all you, Ann.
It's all me?
It's all
All you.
Well, did everybody get a flyer? Do they know what the movie's about? Any specific
I got
questions?
2 flyers.
I know you got a revised one too, yeah.
What the latest flyer is. Can I get a flyer?
Revised?
Yeah, the word revised.
I want to make sure I have the latest
Yeah.
one.
It's the one that says revised. Did you have that one?
Okay, I don't think I
That's
have
what I
it.
sent out. Yep.
Yeah,
Gary will send it to me.
that, we hit all the houses again with that one. If, maybe open up to just questions, because some people might already know the things I'm gonna talk about in terms of the movie and what we're doing, but any, just any questions?
My main thing that I wanted to bring up is.
Yes.
Can we listen to them first and then
Well,
talk?
I wanted to be very
I
specific.
know, we've been here 20 minutes and we haven't let them talk at all yet.
Yeah.
We listened to
What
you.
they're going to say has a lot to do with what's important to us. I live directly adjacent to what you would call your upper parking area.
Yeah.
I have one request.
Yeah.
Don't aim all the lights at our house.
Yes.
That is entirely reasonable, and I would make the same request if I were you.
No, entirely reasonable. When we figure out our exact lighting plan, is what's the set SUV, that is a huge factor. We're going to look at what they propose to us. We're going to see where the houses are situated. I've warned them about how they have to figure out a way to not do that. It's in the COP. It's actually, yeah, that language is actually in it. Yeah, I mean, we do that anyway, but it's actually, so.
You expect during the construction period that people will be parked in the upper area and need to illuminate that?
That, I'm honestly, I'm not sure what the upper area is different than where we're at now. I don't know what you call that upper area. Where,
I think that what's being referred to is
6
all
p.m.
of the parking
We won't need to go there. But you raise a good point about the mowing, and we will eventually have people park, if that's what you're talking about. When we first pull in, we will eventually, just for the filming days, that's too far away for us to be worried about during any of the construction days. All of our people can be around our set, as he was describing. But you raised a good point about anywhere we're going to end up parking, let's do the mowing and do the dirt. Yeah, because even if you mowed it now, it could grow again. I mean, when we get closer to needing to be somewhere that feels like it needs to be mowed and turn more to the dirt like we're doing now, we'll do that to those areas as well. I'll have to sit and walk all those different areas and confirm where we're going to end up.
And you're going to go through the
How
time.
late are you going to do construction?
Construction, did we decide to do a 6
p.m.
7 to 6? 7 to 6.
Yeah.
So you have no light problem?
No.
7 to 6, exactly.
There'll be no lights during construction at all.
They're trying to keep the construction
7 to 6 is staying within the CUP.
just to give the crew a break and not work. Yeah, they're.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that I too, I live, I don't know exactly where this gentleman lives, but if you're standing on the runway and you're looking towards the hills here,
Yeah.
I line up exactly with the runway up on the hill, and you wouldn't think, because I'm kind of far away, you would think, well, that one's not going to bother her, but
Yeah.
lighting is a concern
It
for
is.
me too. I've actually, it's a long time ago, there was a
Yeah.
shoot, it was so bright
Yeah.
that I had all my blinds and everything shut, and it lit up the whole inside of my house. So I think lighting is a issue where we want to shield it or something.
It's a definite concern. It's like I said, I think we have to continue to work on that, get their lighting plan, and we'll go to individual houses and talk to everybody who's affected and adjust. And it's hard for me to describe right now, but I'm totally going to be aware of that over the course of the shoot. So, yeah, we'll definitely.
Another question I have is, you're going to build between the taxiway and the runway, is that correct?
No,
No, the other side.
on
Other
the
side,
far
exactly.
side of the.
Basically, not exactly in the middle, it's shifted a little bit to the west. That's where our big Le Mans grandstand
That's
will be.
now. What about airplanes taking on and off the local?
How often is that coming up?
Well, if the airport is currently only operating for the tenants of the airport. So
Well, yeah.
I cannot tell you exactly what the pilots were told by the airport. That was the pilot meeting that happened last week.
Okay.
So the specific details, if you're a pilot at the airport, please call John, he'll give you the
Okay,
particulars.
but there's a note of file so that they're not
Absolutely.
coming into the
Yes,
airport.
yes.
I'm talking about the people that have the airplanes in the airport.
And that's what I'm talking
And those
about.
are the tenants.
There was a tenant and a pilot meeting.
Fire permission. Okay, that's what I want to know. Fire
Yeah,
permission.
they have.
Yeah, it's prior permission and then they make arrangements.
So then, as far as clearance goes, the runway to where the.
No.
Yeah, we're keeping all that clear. Our set is off the runway, other than us making the runway look like a racetrack. And we're not on that at all until we actually start filming again. Yeah,
There's a minimum distance allowed.
exactly, exactly.
And
Exactly, and our plans coincide with that.
And the gentleman that John was talking about that's out there all the time has a ground-to-air radio that in case of an emergency will blow a loud horn that will clear our guys out of the area so emergency access can't come in while we're working.
And in general, our set, other than on the filming days where our cars might be queued to drive toward our set, we're not at each end. We're in that middle area. So, yeah. But I figured just open to questions. It's hard for me to say what you might know or not know. So you know anybody who wants to ask.
What do you have for aerial operations during filming plan?
Aerial operations. We don't have any.
We have none.
There's none.
No drones?
No, our director doesn't want to use drones. I don't know if he might. If he changes his mind, we'll certainly tell everybody which day he might want to get a shot like that. But what's interesting about our set is everything we see around us. It's supposed to look like Le Mans, France in 1966. We picked this location because the runway had a great width and length to it to be and having it be in good shape. We looked at other areas where we would have to have spent countless money paving an entire. So we had something to start with where our cars will not be going 200 miles an hour past our set like in real life. When you fly past the guy stands. They'll be slightly modified regular cars with small block engines that you'll cue them. They'll be off of the set, and you'll cue them. And if you're doing a shot out of the pits, and the guys are all doing stuff, it's just you cue a car. Okay, go past at this time, and the character might say something about that. So and then you cut. It's not about racing around. It's all being able to gain the speed is what my directive was in finding something long enough, because the car has to go out of the shot, but you don't want to see any of that because nothing looks like Frank. It's kind of crazy to watch this movie and you're just going to see, you won't even know it was filmed anywhere near Agua Dulce Airport because it's going to look just like a grandstand with cars going by. But it enabled us to be able to have a long chunk of time where you could actually build it, control it, shoot it, and take away, which was a tall order just to find something that let us do all of those parameters in one location. So that's what led us to choose it.
Other than when you're shooting,
Yep.
is there, I'm a photographer.
Oh, great.
Is there a problem? Well, sometimes it is.
Is there a problem taking photos? I don't know how they're going to respond to that. I mean, studios
He does
have
all of
their...
our pictures for all of the events. And
Yeah, oh, okay.
we have
I
a
mean,
board, like a history of the airport that
yeah.
you might see, oh, this movie was taken, boom. and
Okay.
This movie was a shot of that.
I mean, it's always interesting on how studios react to publicity photos being shot without their directive and all this kind of stuff. But I don't know how you walk to every house with a telephoto lens and say, don't take a photo of this beautiful set in their backyard. So I don't know. I mean, we want to encourage people to, be part of the, we even want to put out a notice for extras. We want to hire some local extras to be part of the scene. We'll eventually do that.
I'll drive a GT40 anytime.
Hey, me too. I'll take the Ferrari.
Do we have to look French?
You have to look like you're from 1966. So.
Sideburns. Sideburns.
Yeah, sideburns, exactly. What's that?
I said, I was just curious, when we were building, is that mainly grandstand?
That's it. It's sort of the middle area. If you look at old classic photos of what Le Mans looks like back then.
I was just at the museum today.
Yeah.
All of Le Mans stuff.
Oh, what? I mean, Le Mans now is so different looking, even if we wanted or had permission to film there. It's so modern and everything, and a lot of racetracks are. We're having to do the same thing at Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, is make it look like Daytona in 1966, and you won't even know if we shot there either. But yeah, so essentially we have so many scenes that take place with Christian Bale pulling in the car, and Carroll Shelby, Matt Damon, and the guy playing Henry Ford, and Enzo Ferrari, and they're all those scenes where there's the drama of them pulling in, they're talking and pulling out, talking about the race. There's so many scenes like that that we said we have to just build that whole area. In fact, the real grandstands go on another, I don't even know, like a whole other half, and a whole other doubles the size of our set, which the visual effects will make it look like it goes on longer. So we're building it just enough to really get our shots believable for the different the cars that are in the pits, and then they pull out. Pull in, pull out. That's all they're doing, pull in, pull out.
Which also, going back to the whole lighting,
Yeah.
we want to light the set. We don't want...
That's true. It's not about pointing at the mountain. It's not like blasting it down. So, but again, we'll really stay on top of that and talk to anyone who's right there.
Is there a website also that can stuff that we can maybe even post what our time is each day? That way,
is there something set up already or something like that?
So people can go, basically they say, we're going to have like a 7 a.m. call, which people will know.
Yeah.
I could put it on the Agua Dulce Town Council Facebook page and then share it to Agua Dulce.
If people start to know
Like
on
on
there.
our shoot days. That way, because I think the information is key for people. Then they know this is going to be one of our later nights. Even though you guys will know from, the information that we're sending out, but it would be great.
Right, because I know things, it's fluid, things, your plan right now.
It's kind of a movie set has to kind of be like a military operation, because we don't want to fall behind. Sometimes you do and you shift a little bit. But as we get closer, we're wanting to know exactly when the first arrival is and when people, and then even little things like that might help knowing that, this is a day where we're only shooting gay scenes.
Perfect.
So
if you give me that information, I'll broadcast
the ones
it.
we're going to still be pulling out.
Because that's how everybody here found out, pretty much, was on Facebook?
Facebook,
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I talked to Robert months ago.
Yeah, can we also address something that's incredibly important that's come up? Is that we are staying within the CUP of our filming times, which, you know, we can go till 10 exterior, 11:30 interior of a hangar off the property by midnight. So we don't really have much as far as the interiors, but we do understand that. So just letting you guys as a group in the community know that we understand it. We've, you know, had multiple meetings with the county of Los Angeles. Just wanted to let you guys know that.
So you're going to only film until 10. Exterior,
Yeah.
exterior. And
What
that's,
we're thinking we have to do, well, in a perfect world, we could film late. Le Mans is a 24-hour race.
Right.
So we want to show the drama of how they're racing the day, and these guys are still out there at night. They switch drivers, and it's like, so to get the drama of that at the end of the movie, we do have night scenes where they pull the cars in at night. They're tired and they're yelling and stuff. It's like, then they pull out. So we are, basically, we're going to have to then spread out our night filming over the course. It's not ideal for a director, but they'll shoot a scene knowing they'll have 3 hours of nighttime, shoot it. If they're not done, they'll come back. And so instead of a show where we would normally have maybe done like 3 all-nighters over the course of 11 days, we're now going to have more days where we shoot until 10. Then we're probably even going to move into one of the hangars and cheat some of the shots inside that are close-ups, because then we have night. We can be inside the hangar still for later. So it's going to be interesting. We're still laying that out, but it'll all fall within that.
so will you extend the number of days that you're shooting?
I don't know. They looked at it and realized they don't think they need to.
Okay.
Now that we know our director's okay with spreading it out and still getting as much night that he needs the way it's written. And then also the ability to go into a hangar, which we also have control of the big hangar.
Which hangar are you using?
Wayne's big
Which one is it called?
One of the three big.
It's Wayne's big.
The large one. The large one.
Wayne has 4 big ones.
The one that he has been in. Not any of the new ones.
Oh, okay.
Not the new
Not the new ones. Okay.
Oh, sorry, she's right here.
How would it impact the town, traffic going in and out, in the morning, what time of the morning, cars, traffic, leaving?
That's a good question. At the last meeting, I brought up that I love the idea of putting kind of slow ahead signs all up and down that help our people know to not speed through town. Even if that's not required, I want to do that when it starts to be a lot of people.
When I've been driving around, I started thinking about the last meeting I was here and about the police officers, the sheriffs that were here, and kind of I can see all these roads and how they're speeding. So
for the most part, what you're seeing.
Will they come in the morning and then stay there, or are they going back and forth?
No, what's nice about a location like this too, in the sense that once we come in that very first day, we live here all those days in a row, so we won't have a lot of, other than the people leaving, we won't have a lot of back and forth with trucks. The trucks will just stay there because we know we're shooting there the next day. So that works out nice.
But a lot of people live on
Yeah.
what goes to Canyon,
Yeah.
and whether they go here to
Yeah.
the way over here or Sarah Highway,
Yeah.
who knows bounces off the mountains.
Yeah,
Especially if you leave like late at night. I mean, even 10 o'clock, you know, by the time.
I mean, it'll be cars leaving, people will be going home.
How many cars are going to have?
It depends on days where we have the extras, and hopefully a lot of them are locals. I mean, there could be days, there are a lot of days where we're just shooting scenes in the pits with just the characters there, but there are days where we're going to have people up in the grandstands, and that could be up
Well,
to 200.
besides
Still
the
could be more.
actors, production people, I mean, I know small
There's
production.
there's days where there's 300 people out there. During the film, not during the shoot. Not during not during the prep.
You started Monday, right? Set
We
building?
started already on
Tuesday.
Tuesday. we
Tuesday.
started.
yeah.
Okay, I don't know how many trucks you brought in, but there has not been any kind of impact on the roads or traffic, extra traffic, so whatever you're doing.
Yeah, that's the prep crews pretty much.
People just want to get in. They
Right,
want to get in.
and there hasn't been any impact on traffic this
Yeah.
week.
To that extent, as far as wanting to get in, there's an interesting numbering phenomenon that has occurred with the airport, is that its address is not where its driveway is. And if I leave my gate open, people coming to filming operations at the airport come to my house.
That's horrible. Where are you at? So we can figure out. What we can press, we put on the map.
I mean, it's the numbering that is the number of the airport's address is at the far south end of the airport.
Yeah.
And the entrance is up towards the middle. So
What is your address? So
33722.
The airport's actually 33638.
Yeah.
That's the real address.
That's how far off the numbering is.
Is it the kind of thing where you come up with a fake number just to get people to the right driveway? I've had to do that before.
The original, to 1958, that's where the entrance was. Yeah, it's just never changed.
If you just have,
A directional sign.
yeah, directional signs.
Directional sign.
Yeah.
But everybody
in
looks at
those
our
spots.
maps that we do up, and I paid for such a long period of time for them to have the wrong.
Yeah, because what happens, it's 33638, and you, based on what you're looking for, you see higher numbers
You start
that you've
to
just
see.
passed, and
Yeah.
you think you've passed it.
We have, we have
Oh, look at that.
You get it right now.
We get you a sign that says not airport.
Keep going.
Not airport.
How about a side airport?
How about $20 if you cross the
We
line?
we just don't want to put them up for like 3-4 months. It's just like, you know, we have maps and it's basically, it's the construction guy that set that and stuff. So, you know, instead of having those signs up, which is really obnoxious, such long.
Yeah, I mean, we're thinking weight on all those signs that you see, you know.
Right, because they'll be up for a long
But if you
time.
start to see anybody do that, we can put a sign that says keep going or something like that.
Not airport.
Again, it's just for
Yeah.
your information.
No, I
the
appreciate
numbering's
that.
not a secret.
But seriously, let me know, because we can,
Future productions.
we can
I'd like to
put
do
one
that.
up, we can put one up early too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something, that's solvable hopefully.
Any other questions?
Anything else we can,
Who's playing Bruce McLaren?
who's playing Bruce McLaren? Who's playing Bruce McLaren? Is that the guy? Oh, you're right.
Did you see that last year there was a documentary on this? Did you see that?
I think you're right.
On the
It is.
166?
I remember it.
Oh, you remember?
I was quite young.
Yeah?
I remember.
Well, that's
This
exciting.
event means an awful lot to me.
Yeah?
I would blame Bruce McLaren for me getting into racing.
I think it's this character actor, because I saw his composite on the wall, Ray McKinnon. Oops, that hasn't been announced yet. He's not that big. He's not that big. I don't recognize him, he's not that big.
So he won the race, so.
Ford that's an interesting casting choice, which I probably shouldn't.
Just
I'm
look
gonna
on
get- I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay. No. I'm being recorded. Oh my God. The missing 2 minutes. What was he talking about?
One of the
I'm gonna
things
get
that
fired
I
now.
wanted to bring up is when we're in the filming process, I'm Robert's assistant. He and I will be opening up the set, but obviously because, you know, there's such long days and then we're also prepping other locations and stuff, we'll have another 2 bodies that'll be out there that'll come, you know, midway through.
Yeah.
So.
One of them will be Francis.
Who's back here, and
I was like, did you just like nominate someone?
but we wanted him here, and it's just so there's another familiar face with the community, and that people can, if we're not there on set, that you know there's other, you know, we'll always be reachable, but there's other bodies here that are understanding the concerns and so forth.
Yeah.
And you know, so forth. So.
You're not using the pilot's line there.
No, I don't think we are.
No.
I don't think we need.
So it's not allowed.
That's right, we're not allowed. Yeah.
The west end of the runway that's closed.
The west end of the runway is closed.
That's the one that's closed, that's the part that's closed.
I think Mary would vote the other way.
So west end?
Yeah. It's pretty much from the Windsock,
Oh, boy.
it says short runway.
Oh, boy.
20, 29.
You have a net at the end of it, just
It's gonna be like you're landing in Santa Paula.
We'll get you,
Except it's 3,000 feet, it's 90 degrees, a big difference.
I know. I know.
we'll get you a Jacob box.
All right.
Get you
Well,
out.
we're excited.
Yay, we're excited too.
It's exciting. I heard the story. It's gonna be so great.
Well, it is a good movie. It's nice to be working on something that is good. I mean, this Academy Award, in our job, you're on a movie for so long, it's like, it's icing on the cake when it's a movie you want to watch, and it's good. It might win awards, and it has good actors in it.
And you don't mind if your friends and family see
Oh, who's the
it?
director? Who's the director?
James Mangold. Yeah, he did Walk the Line and
Logan,
stuff.
Wolverine.
Did Wolverine.
But it's good to have a full feature.
Yeah, it's exciting, and that's the.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
They have so many that they should go to their commercials.
No, exactly.
What was that James Garner movie? What was that one with the old pilots? That
Oh,
was
shit.
shot. What was the name of that
The
movie?
Red Baron, the Red Baron.
No, no, it was the Red Baron.
No, it's a place.
Yeah, it was the old astronauts. It was a cute movie. It
Oh,
was Clint Eastwood.
Space Cowboys.
Yes, that was shot.
Oh my
yeah.
God, that was
I remember
a long
seeing that
time.
red plane.
That was cool having Clint in town.
Yeah.
It wasn't so cool having that red biplane so close to my house.
Oh. You've got some good stories, man.
So, does anybody have any other questions or concerns? Or what else do you want to know?
We can take the hint, let's go home.
Dave, it's almost 8 o'clock, Dave.
It's almost our bedtime.
Go eat the fire.
We have to go now.
How many extras do you need?
I have one more concern.
Yes, sir.
There's a kennel at the end of the runway, a dog kennel.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, so make sure you contact those people,
Sure.
because their dogs are gonna be barking most of the time.
Mine will too, and not in the kennel.
Yeah, but there's
They have a
12, there's 12 or 14 dogs there.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
that's not, you know,
They just.
that's our concern.
Where do you guys know where it is? Oh, you know, okay, yeah, we know where it is.
Up the Hills Road.
Yeah.
We haven't had any issues with the dogs and.
You haven't shot any movies there yet?
Well, we've been doing the Fear Factor, so.
Not since they've been here.
Not since the dog, how long have they been?
Oh, well, less than a year.
Yeah, really?
Not very long. Not very long.
They bark when we ride horses by, but
They definitely should be contacted.
Which end is it? Or you know what area?
Yeah.
At
It's
the
Sunny
other
Hills.
end.
Connolly Young Hills.
And they
The other
also
end.
do classes, it's a dog training place too.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
so they actually take packs out and come climb up those hills towards the airport. So you
They're
might want to
directed
talk to
in-
them about the day you're shooting.
Yeah.
So you don't have anybody encouraging into your shots or
Yeah.
anything that would one of those classes.
That's good information, thank you.
Okay.
That's pretty far away.
Keep the dogs happy. We like that. Definitely want to do that.
Just cross the dog through.
All right. Put some
Just
peanut
throw some
butter.
tennis balls.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, good seeing you. See you.
Oh, Chris Redmond said hi.